Hey guys, it's Bill from Linden, Tennessee. First of all, pardon my mess. I've got a bunch going on right now. Um, First of all, I just have to public service announcement. I'm a big dummy. I honestly don't know how I get anything done. I don't know how my brain works. Uh, Let me explain. So all this time, I've been kind of gearing a mad rush towards this Evansville, Indiana sort of tractor show. And the 22nd of June. And I've had this number, 22nd of June, in my brain for, I don't know, a month? More than a month? And just, that's been my goal. And I need to get all this done before then. And I thought I was on track and everything is great. And then, what was it, Friday? Saturday? I find out, no, it's not the 22nd. It's the 9th. That's that's a week away. This is Sunday, I don't know what this is, the 4th. So yeah, Friday is the show. So I sent an email out to or I sent a message out to the guy who's painting this for me and said, dude, I've messed up bad. We need to come up with a game plan. And he said, well, let's just come in on Sunday and we'll do it. So he previously had no plans on working on painting this for me on Sunday, but he suggested we do it, and I'm like, yes, sir, let's go. And not only that, the guy who's engraving my instrument panel, he said that he's gonna come in too, and so it's seriously awesome and humbling, the sort of rallying around getting this done for me. So super duper thanks to Kevin, as he likes to be called, and Bull, for coming in and spending 4 hours of your day off at work. That was fantastic, and definitely big thanks to work itself, RJE, for allowing me to just kind of come in there and use the shop, open it up, turn the compressors on, lights, and allowing me to do that. Just huge thank you so much to Rolf and everybody, really. There's no way I could have done this without a lot of help. Greg won't want me to say his name, but I'm going to say it anyway. Yeah, just countless people. ZSP, you too, buddy. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Anyway, so here's where we are now. After I found that out, I think that was Friday night. I found that out. I ran out here and just had a mad rush to finish putting this thing together. Previously, I didn't have any of the wiring on the back half. And the reason being is because I was waiting for the instrument panel to go here, because the holes for all these switches are in a kind of a different spot. So I was going to end up wallowing out all the holes that are in there now. And then the switches would end up, it's an aluminum plate. I'll show you here in a second. And the switches were just going to mount directly to that. And those holes in the fiberglass are going to get wallowed out. And then that aluminum plate would bolt to this fiberglass console. So I was kind of waiting to have that before I did any wiring. But saying that I got it all wrong, I went ahead and did all the wiring anyway. And yeah, and there it is. It only took me about 3 hours to do. I still have to secure this little cables that go to the back for the power takeoff. The E-power takeoff, as someone rightly called it. I still have that to tidy up. Probably do that tomorrow. Maybe even do that tonight. It shouldn't take all that long. All I'm going to do is figure out which side's going to go over the top. It looks like this side's going to go on the top. And then what I'll do is I'll have the left tire. I'll jack that left tire all the way up until it hits the stop. And then, no, that's not right. If it's crossed over like this, I need to have the right tire jacked all the way up to twist this more. So, and then once that is jacked up all the way, I'll set these and then turn it to one lock, jack that same tire back up, turn it to the other way, jack that same tire up, and just make sure it doesn't bind and it doesn't make itself into a nasty knot or something. So I'll probably do that tonight, or at least I'll get started with it. But otherwise, these are my painted up panels. They look fabulous. All of this is beautiful. I've gone ahead until I get the actual panel. I've gone ahead and just written in with a Sharpie what all this stuff does. The panel will cover that. And back here, I found a little bit of space for this wiring for the the 3-point up and down, and yeah, I need to zip tie this to this little floppy link. One of the major annoyances is this little bugger right here. So this is just a cheapo $22. And the idea is you push the brakes on, you push this button down, and you let off on the brakes, and it holds pressure here. So it would be my parking brake. That was gonna be a parking brake. Well, I bled the brakes, and this thing leaked like a sieve right out of the top. So I went on Amazon, ordered another one. Again, exact same problem. Just leaked. I mean, that's all there is to it. It just leaked. The one that I bought didn't have any reviews. I looked at some other ones that are on there because these are all these Chinese-made things, and there's 50 of everything. They're all the exact same thing, just with a different set of letters on it. And it had several reviews, and all of them said, this stupid thing, it leaks. How can they sell a product like this, et cetera, et cetera. So that's annoying. So gonna return it, and I bought these are AN fittings here. So I bought a male AN fitting. So I'll take this off, take it out of here, and then just rebend this pipe down, and then just sort of splice it together. And then what I'll end up doing down here at some point is I'll make just a mechanical lever, and that'll be my brake, and that'll work great. In fact, it'll probably work better. Certainly be more reliable. I don't have to worry about O-rings failing. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, the tires are on. if you didn't notice, but tires are on. 3-point, got all 3-point stuff on there. Looks really great. And next thing, what I'm working on now is I introduced you to my brush mower last time, and one of the other things I did yesterday, in fact, I got on the lathe and made these little standoffs. What these will do is this is just 1/4 all thread, but I'll just drill and tap that right there, and then screw this in. See how I like it. And then these are 3-point arms from a category 0 off of my lawn tractor, the one that I use to cut my grass. And I'll just mount those here, and then you know, if I don't like the position of it, or if it's going to be if it's not going to work right, then you know, I can mount it somewhere else. I can mount it up here. It just depends on how it works, how everything interferes, and all that stuff. So that's pretty great. This winch, this winch was supposed to have some sort of a mechanical brake in it, so that whenever, you know, it's under load, it can't be pulled out just by force. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't. So if I have this lifting up this plow, and then I just sit on the front of the plow, it unspools. So that sucks. But hopefully there won't ever be so much weight on it that it does that. I haven't weighed that yet, but I can pick it up. So it's probably not, you know, 60, 70 pounds. And then it'll have a, you know, a 20-pound motor on it. So that's 90. So it'll be 100 pounds. And I'm not even going to try and explain to you what I'm going to do to make that work. But it is going to kind of be an echo of what I have going on back here. But instead of having an actuator pull on this bottom link to make these arms happen, I'm going to use the winch. So I guess I am going to explain this to you. Let me see if I can find my piece. Hold, please. If we look down here, we've got a receiver hitch for a 2-inch receiver, kind of like on the back of a truck. And it's just sort of sitting there hanging out in space. But what's going to happen is this little dude, this is a quarter wall 2-inch pipe tube, that's going to sit in there, and it'll have a pin, of course, but it'll stick out the front, and then so it's going to stick out the front, and then it's going to come up. It's going to come up, and then if you remember how I've got those lift arms for the 3-point, it's going to be the same thing here, except that the winch will come out. It will come out and attach to that bottom part, and then when it pulls in, these arms will lift up, and then there'll be a link that goes down to these here. So whenever the winch pulls in, it'll twist that arm, and it'll pull up on these lift arms, and then the front of the lift arms, of course, will be attached to the brush mower. And in addition to supporting that linkage, there'll be a mount for a chain, and that chain will come from the front of this part that sticks up. It'll come from the front of that to the front of the mower, and that's what will hold the front, obviously. But since it's a chain, if I hit anything heavy or, you know, kind of run up on a tree, like on purpose, then the chain will give and the front of the mower can come up and do what it needs to do. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how much side-to-side play there's going to be in this, but if there's too much, I can, you know, run limit straps from, I can do whatever I have to do to make it work. So I'm not too terrible worried about that. Yeah, so pretty cool. Man, big panic though, but it looks like we're going to get it done in today. Like I said, we were in there about 4 hours today, and Kevin got all the hood and the rear body work and one other piece. We got that all prepped and it got primed. It's sitting in there drying right now. Well, we're all here on a Sunday and been here about 3 hours now, just sort of prepping these last pieces. These and this back body, man, what a chore. There was about 5 layers of paint on the outside of these things. And you can kind of see it here. You got the initial metal, and then there's a primer coat, and then there's a sort of a gloss red on top of that, and then the primer coat on top of that, and then like a sort of a duller flat red on top. Like, wow. So that took some effort. And this seat base was really, really bad. I probably spent 15 minutes with a sandblaster to get this down to close to base metal. And even then, whew, that was horrible. So like I said, my little parking brake thing isn't going to work. So last night I went ahead and patched that hole. Made it nice. There's supposed to be like a little ridge here where a sticker goes. Now, I'm not going to have a sticker there, but I wanted to try and maintain that ridge. But I mean, it's a lot to ask. There's a sort of a little weld right here, and you know, it's a lot to ask to maintain that body line, I guess you'd call it. The hood over here, Kevin went ahead and filled in some of these holes and divots and dents where these welds were. They look really good. There was actually 2 holes that were pulled through here, and on the other side where the spot welds were for that little center divider, went ahead and welded them up and covered them in with filler. So we're going to go ahead and put primer on the inside just to give the white paint maybe a little more tooth, a little better bite. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and primer that, and I guess we'll flip it over after that. I'm not sure how he's going to want to do that, but yeah, so looking good. It's gonna look so good. Heck yeah. Very good. Got the parts flipped over, doing the other side. Hood's already been done. There's one small pinhole. I don't know if it's in the filler or just in the weld, but we should be able to fix that once this primer dries. And yeah, doing the back body now. We'll see how that comes out, but I think it's going to come out really good. And over on that table over there, we got the little center, I don't know, center transmission tunnel cover thing. I don't know. And the seat base. But yep, looking good. These guys, I really, really appreciate him coming in on a Sunday. I feel like such a jackass for getting these dates wrong, but he's really doing me a solid by working on this on a day that didn't really schedule on working for me. So I really, really appreciate him doing this for me. So yeah, man, we'll see how it goes. Don't know when we're going to shoot the color on it, but maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. But it's looking like it's going to get done for the show. So that's fantastic. I was hoping to have my little diesel, my little rabbit going, and I could drive this thing in the back of that and take it up to Indiana. And although that'd be really slow going, but I'm having some problems with it. It's not well, sick. But I don't know. Yeah, so that's it. So a few little things to tidy up, and I bought a seat. From Tractor Supply. I'd kind of been waiting on that because I didn't want to get a generic one from Tractor Supply, but you know, this one's sort of a high back seat. That's the other one is low back. This one's a high back. So have to. So the priority now is to get that back body work painted, and then I can have it sitting on there. And if nothing else, I can drive this thing up on the trailer, drive it to work Thursday, and put the hood on the tractor at work, and then leave for Indiana from work on Thursday, and then just have myself a good time at the show this weekend, and meet a whole bunch of people that I met online. They've been really supportive. It's a good bunch of people on there. If this is the kind of thing that interests you and you're not a member of it, go check out Custom 4x4 Tractors on Facebook. Good bunch of people there. DJ Harrison, and the moment that he's the only one that I can remember his name. I'm terrible at names. Remember, I'm kind of dumb, but anyway, that's where we stand. Oh yeah, so the instrument panel. Yeah, I forgot. We're gonna talk about this because Bull, he started working on this for me. So there it is, right there. So that's just anodized aluminum, and it's gonna sit right there, and it slides over, and the switches will go in there until that hole. That hole's for that little variable resistor knob, and that just needs to be a 1/4 inch hole. So what happens whenever you CNC things, these corner holes, they were drilled like with a drill bit, but these other holes, they just had an end mill on there, and you plunge the end mill in there, and you go bzz, and you drill a hole, bzz, and drill a hole. Now, the CNC, it doesn't know what to do with the drawing that you give it, so you have to go in there and say, I want you to plunge on the inside of this circle and cut on the inside of the circle. Well, whenever he programmed it, he said plunge on the inside of the circle, and it made it cut on the outside of the circle. So this is a 1/4 inch hole plus the thickness of the mill. So that sucks because I don't have another one of them. But it looks like this hole is in the right spot, which is good because that locates this thing on that. So I'll go ahead and order another one of these, and we'll see if we can't get it done right. And he went ahead and he did like a test piece for how the lettering is going to be, and it's going to look like that. And I think it looks fabulous. Looks really, really nice. And so that's how they'll all be for their respective values. And yeah, it looks so nice. So yeah. All right, that's it for sure. All right, we'll see you next time.